Alrighty, everyone. Can you guys hear me okay in the chats? Want to make sure you guys are good and we're all on pages here. You guys can hear me on all three platforms. Hit that, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what's going on. TikTok, we're good. Facebook, we're good. YouTube, we're good. All right, guys. Well, here we go. We are here. We are live. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to cover. I was going to be on earlier this afternoon, guys. Had some setbacks with school, football, all that kind of stuff going on. So I will be dedicated to you guys here for the next 3 to 4 days as far as coverage goes. We will be on a lot tomorrow. We'll be on all day on Wednesday, giving you live Hurricane Francine coverage. We got a lot to kind of unpack, unfold here that's happened today. A lot has happened. The last time I talked to you guys was about 9 o'clock this morning on a video. So it's physically been about 24 hours since I've talked to you guys. So we've got hurricane warnings, tropical storm warnings, and a hurricane here within the next 3 to 10 hours to talk about, headed toward the Louisiana coastline. And if you live in the state of Louisiana, I believe mandatory evacuations are out for Cameron Parish, which includes the Cameron area there in New Orleans along the Bay areas. We're going to see a lot of rainfall. We're going to see some tropical tornadoes. We're going to see some extensive wind damage, power outages, and tree problems. And we are also going to see, like I said, that flooding potential with the wind increase over the next little bit. If you guys are looking on your screen currently right now, we have Category 1, Tropical Storm Francine as of the 11 o'clock advisory tonight. 65-mile-an-hour winds, pressure down to 992, moving at 5 miles an hour to the north-northwest. This is now starting to take that easterly track. This is expected to be a hurricane by tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. advisory. I would not rule out this becoming a hurricane either at the 2 a.m. advisory or the 5 a.m. advisory, and then we have the 8 a.m. So this is going to undergo some pretty intense strengthening overnight tonight, and then we are going to watch this go from a Category 1 hurricane tomorrow morning and throughout the day tomorrow to a Category 2 hurricane by Wednesday morning before making landfall as a Cat 2 or Cat 1. I still think there's a potential for this storm to become a lot stronger than a Cat 2. We could still see a major hurricane out of this. I think it's very, very slim right now, but with the way that the storm is moving east, it could give it a little bit more time to kind of wiggle east and stay over the ocean waters. Now, we are going to start to encounter some shear kind of once we get up here toward the coastline of Louisiana. You can see this drops from a Cat 2 to a Cat 1. That's that shear taking over. Now, here's the question mark with the shear. Hurricanes do not like shear. And so when you bring in a pretty decent-sized shear amount in the mid-levels to around about 30 knots, which is what we're going to see, how long is it going to take for that shear to officially interact with that hurricane? If this hurricane is strong enough coming into that shear environment, it may not do a single damn thing. If that hurricane is a little bit weaker, this shear could kind of help it as far as start to fall apart. Now, the models are showing a lopsided storm, and we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But the models are showing a lopsided eye wall once this comes inland toward Louisiana. Basically, the southern end is going to erode, which will bring less, wind on the southern mode, and then the northern mode is what's really going to give as far as the wind threat goes. So, like I said, guys, really going to be talking about what's going to be happening over the next, 48 to 72 hours here. And like I said, circulation here, hurricane hunters are still in there, but this is where that center is kind of currently at here. And we're starting to see more cloud top convection up here on the northern end, starting to see cloud convection blow up around the center of circulation. This is basically that low pressure tightening. And so as we see that corkscrew spin here and these clouds, these bigger white, these brighter white than these black colors kind of circulate around the center of the low, that is that low pressure dropping and that wind field expanding out. So like I said, this is expected to become a hurricane by tomorrow morning. More than likely when I do my video tomorrow morning, this will be a Cat 1 hurricane. I'll be surprised if it's not. And then we'll be on here all day tomorrow, all day Wednesday, and all day Thursday, giving you guys the best damn coverage we can give you guys as far as this goes. So like I said, we'll go here and we'll look at the what the Hurricane Center has put out for us here. Let me double make sure that you guys can see everything on okay on here. We'll actually go ahead and go to our storm surge map first. As of the latest storm surge totals, if you are in the mouth of the Rio Grande, the mouth of the Rio Grande area there in Texas, we've got 1 to 3 feet of storm surge for the whole entire Texas coastline, all the way to the Louisiana coastline. Now, once Galveston Bay gets here, we've got around 1 to 3 feet of storm surge. Back up here into the High Island and into Cameron, we've got 3 to 5 feet of storm surge, and then into Cameron, where those Cameron Parish had those mandatory evacuations today. We have 5 to 10 feet of storm surge. If you guys remember, by the way, Hurricane Laura that brought over 10 feet of storm surge to Lake Charles back in 2020. That was a Category 4 hurricane. The storm surge is what does the damage. And then on top of that, the wind and then the rain, all that kind of stuff. 5 to 10 feet of storm surge is a lot of storm surge. And so I do think this number could kind of bump up just a tiny little bit. Maybe the 12-inch or 12 feet storm surge totals. That's just something we're going to have to watch. Back here in the Vermilion Bay, 5 to 10 feet. Lake Pontchartrain, 2 to 4 feet. Port Fountain there. And then the mouth of the Mississippi. And then the Mississippi-Alabama border, 2 to 4 feet, 4 to 7 feet. So we're going to have to watch these storm surge totals very, very closely as far as the next couple of days goes with these updates. Now, the biggest conversation out of this, like I said, is going to be the rainfall. We are continuing to see these rainfall amounts kind of increase a little bit. That bigger pocket of rain is going to be back here into the Lake Charles, New Orleans area. We can see anywhere from 4 to 6, 6 to 8 inches. I think we're going to see some locally higher totals in some areas that see those stronger rain bands that kind of sit over the same area for a while. This will start to move its way northeast, bringing anywhere from 3 to 5, 4 to 6 inches of rainfall all the way up to the Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee line, and then back here into Kentucky, it starts to kind of weaken out a little bit, and then we get a little bit more rainfall from that as well. The arrival times for the tropical storm force winds will be as soon as tomorrow night for Louisiana. So if you are along the Louisiana coastline, we do expect tropical storm force winds to settle in as far as 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Could be a little bit sooner. We will be live tomorrow night covering this for you guys. We'll have outer bands come in, and that tornado risk actually starts to ramp up tomorrow night. So we'll be on here for a good amount of time tomorrow. And then, like I said, we'll be on here all day Wednesday covering this for you guys until this thing is gone and out of here. Back to the... Let's go back here to the flood potential. We do have a level 3, level 2, and level 1 risk for flash flooding. This goes back up here into the Kentucky area with the level 1 and level 2 risk. And then the biggest area that we're going to be concentrated at is going to be the Lake Charles, New Orleans, central Louisiana, and north or southwestern Mississippi. We could see a high risk get issued here for flash flooding. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if that does happen. So that's something we're going to watch. Another thing I want to look at here. We're not seeing hurricane force winds yet, but tropical storm force winds are extending out from this storm very, very far from the center of circulation. Center of circulation is still kind of right up in here in the middle of that orange blob. We can see winds going as far down south as about 25 to 50 miles away from the center of circulation. And then back to the north here, we've got more storm winds coming in. So I really don't have to show you guys the long range models because we kind of get the idea of what's going to be happening here. We're actually getting a new OOZ run coming in. Let's go check the icon model. I have not looked at these models yet today as far as earlier since this afternoon. So let's do some analysis here. Let's go to the coastline here. See what we've got. Let's do this. So this is the latest icon model that is currently coming in. So the icon has a 975 millibar low, which right now we're at 993. By Wednesday at 6 a.m., which would put this at Cat 2 status. And then you see that pressure kind of go right back up before landfall. That's with that shear interaction where we're thinking this will weaken just a slight bit before moving inland. We're going to have to see how that shear, like I said, plays a factor with this. Tomorrow is going to be a big day watching this storm evolve because we are going to have a hurricane, like I said, tomorrow morning. Is this going to intensify to a Cat 2 before? What is this going to do? Like I said, tomorrow is the big day where this storm could peak out before entering into the Louisiana area on Wednesday. Bear with me, guys, as well. I got a little bit of allergies going on right now, so my nose is a little bit stuffy. But continuing to watch the icon model bring that moisture into Arkansas, Tennessee, and then into Kentucky. The European model this afternoon, I believe, also had the same kind of thing here. We'll double check this. Yeah, European's got a 978 at landfall. So the European actually has this continue to strengthen up to landfall. So that's another thing that we're going to watch here as far as that potential goes for the landfall interactions. If you guys do have questions in the chat as well, feel free to put those in the chat. I'll help try and answer those questions for you guys. Excuse me. Try to read some of these comments here. Yeah, it's going more east than anticipated, not west. I'm not seeing this shift west at all. It's going to be moving east more. Should be moving east a little bit more. So, like I said, we're going to update this or watch this and, like I said, see how this does. How about old Central Mississippi be? Mississippi's going to get whacked. You're still going to be dealing with a tropical storm / tropical depression in Mississippi throughout the Thursday time frame. We're going to see a pretty decent sized tornado risk on Thursday across much of the Mississippi area, so you guys need to be mindful. I don't think power outages are going to be too big of an issue in Mississippi, but rainfall will definitely be a big factor, and then the tropical tornado risk as well. I don't see this shifting west. I really don't. We'll just watch it and see. Let's actually go look at these model runs that are coming in here. Let's start out with our short-range models. Let's see if our HER model's got a grasp on this yet. Let me go to the 18. Center circulation is tracked. Yeah, it is a little bit. It's wobbled a little bit, but it's supposed to curve back east, DJ. It should curve back east, so we'll just kind of see what it does. Also, the hurricane track doesn't... It's also moved since the latest advisory about an hour ago, too, so it could wobble just a little bit because of that. Excuse me. Here is what the HER is kind of showing. HER has more of a lopsided kind of storm here throughout tomorrow, and then it brings, like I said, rainfall is going to start in Louisiana as soon as lunchtime tomorrow. This is tomorrow morning, actually. We might actually just have to hop on live stream tomorrow morning, guys. We'll have to watch this and see what this does. The HER model has a pretty strong band of storms already coming in here to Louisiana, so we might wake up tomorrow and just hop on stream. I don't know yet, guys. We'll have to play this out by ear tomorrow morning once this kind of gets going. Bulk of heavy rainfall starts to move in tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon. We'll have more of that tornado risk ongoing tomorrow night. And then, like I said, landfall is going to be on the HER model here around between lunchtime and dinner time on Wednesday. So the HER model actually has this a little bit quicker as far as moving this inland than what the NAM was showing. I'm going to double check on this, guys. Bear with me here. Let me actually go to the 18Z and compare it. Bear with me, guys. All right, so yeah, there's the NAM. So the NAM still has this wobbling. The NAM does have this kind of wobbling back east. This is impressive, guys. By tomorrow night, look at the way that the NAM has this going. Very impressive center of circulation here. Outer bands feeding in as well. Like I said, outer bands will start to work their way into Louisiana tomorrow morning. We really start to see this thing intensify. Look at this. Look at the NAM. I mean, the NAM just goes ham with it. So we got to watch this really closely. And then, you start to see it kind of wobble. Now, the NAM actually shows still that eastern and southeastern side erosion going on with the shear in place. But this actually does move out relatively quickly into northern Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas by Thursday morning. So that would be some really good news. Let's go look at our rain totals here once again, just kind of see an idea on what the NAM is thinking with this. Yeah, these rainfall totals are absolutely insane. The area here that is not currently shaded, the rainfall legend on the Radar Omega here, only goes up to 15 inches of rainfall on the legend. So you can see this big blue shaded area that I have here, or this line. This basically signals 15 plus inches of rainfall. And this goes all the way through the Mississippi-Louisiana line back down here into the ocean. So that's where we're thinking those rainfall totals are going to be over a foot. And you can clearly see, I mean, they're over a foot. New Orleans getting here into that foot potential total. So, I mean, like I said, guys, it starts to go downhill tonight. It does start to go downhill tonight into tomorrow morning as far as the rain goes. And then the wind field will start to push in tomorrow. Are our viewers on TikTok stuck at 22? I don't know why the viewers are suppressed, but it is what it is. Anybody got any questions so far? Kind of while we're covering this here on all three platforms here, guys. If you're in the areas, thank you for being in here. If you guys got questions, feel free. This TikTok wants to suppress me, which is completely fine. I don't know what's going on. No, Lane, you not anything so far, no. I think the rainfall has kind of increased just a little bit for you. But as far as the overall trend with things, no. I really still think this is going to hit Cat 3 status. I really do, but that's just kind of my opinion right now. Let's go look at some of these hurricane maps. Let's go to the HWRF, which is what I call the HORF model. Let's go to Francine here and see what the HORF is doing. Sounds so wonky when I say it that way. Here's our HORF model. Look at this, guys. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. We got a hurricane tomorrow morning, officially by the Hurricane Center, more than likely. I'm really more concerned about when these outer bands arrive. So it looks to be on this model run, because this storm is so vast and so big. You're fine, Richie. Corpus Christi getting into it, Reynosa. So, like I said, we might wake up tomorrow morning and just go live, guys. I I think that might be a smart idea, babe. We may just have to go live tomorrow morning if this is in fact happening. Because the tornado threat will kind of start to increase with this as well. We'll just kind of see what it looks like. But heavy rain bringing in here, and then like I said, this is the time frame here. I really am starting to see that we're gonna have landfall by like lunchtime now on Wednesday. Like all of these models are speeding this up significantly. I mean, Lyndon, look at these outer bands going into New Orleans here. This is going to be really interesting to see how this unfolds. So I'm really, like I said, some of these models are going to be a little bit wonky. Tomorrow morning, Lainey. Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning would be your safest place, if you want me to be 100% honest with you. I think if you leave after tomorrow afternoon, you're pushing it, because tropical storm force winds start to settle in for you tomorrow by like lunchtime. I think at this point, if you've not gone anywhere, you're probably going to want to stay at this point. If you really want me to be honest with you, I think trying to leave at this point is going to be pushing it. Here's the Haman model HMON, has a hurricane by tomorrow morning, has a little bit further to the west, but then tracks it back east to your center of circulation, bringing in around, the HMON model runs a little bit wonky. So we'll just kind of see what it does, and then bringing this storm into the Ohio Valley the following time. Okay. What you guys got for me as far as questions go? We'll pull this back up here. Excuse me. Let's go back. I want to look at we got the new GFS that's coming in. I want to see what it's doing. Galveston, I'm not really worried about, you guys. If anything, the storm surge, but we'll just kind of have to see. So this is interesting. GFS is going really hard with this. Still has a 973 millibar low. I really still think, guys, that this could float with major hurricane status. I know every other meteorologist and other people out there, other than probably Reed Timmer actually still thinks that this is going to be a Cat 2+. I mean, it really depends on what happens tomorrow morning. If we wake up tomorrow morning, in fact, at 7 a.m. or sooner, if we have a Cat 1 hurricane by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, which I'll be up for that, I'll kind of post on that, and this storm undergoes rapid intensification throughout the day tomorrow, this could hit major hurricane status. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, Cat 2, Cat 3, it's not that big of a difference wind speed-wise. It is as far as storm surge totals goes. It actually does increase as far as that goes, and you don't need a major hurricane, like I said, to have that happen. Yeah, GFS has a 973, and then it weakens a little bit before moving in, but this is interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I think we're going to have a Cat 1 by the 2 o'clock advisory. I mean, just looking at the satellite imagery, I want to pause it right here. So, center of circulation is about halfway between where the last advisory was. We are really starting to see this eye wall really start to develop, and depending on what happens on this eastern side right here over the next 2 to 3 hours will depend on if that does in fact get that by 2 a.m. So I won't be up for that, guys, because I'm going to get up in the morning and try and potentially be ready to go for you guys. But this could be a hurricane soon. I really think. Let's see if we've got any aircon data in here yet. Whoa! No, this is a hurricane. Look at the wind barb. So the air recon is in there right now. They just pulled 76 knot wind gust. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. We might actually have a hurricane right now, guys. Based off of that wind speed reading. Let me pull this up real quick. This thing's been ahead of schedule, and it's stayed ahead of schedule, so it would not surprise me. Let me pull up... Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? This is 8 minutes ago. Pull up the wind barb readings. This is in that western eye wall. Oh, I know it's in here. Show it to me. Show it to me. Show it to me. I saw a purple. Which one is this? Hold on. This is the AF302. Hold on a minute, guys. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Yeah, it's this western flare-up of storms. Nope, that's not it. So it hasn't updated yet then on Pivotal, or not Pivotal, but on Radar. Let me go back to the map here. It's got, you guys can see, I'll have to zoom in here just a little bit so you guys can see this, but right in there, there's two little purple wind barbs. Those are right, if not at, hurricane force winds. If not right at. That's interesting. That's going to be an interesting, what time is it? 11:52, so we don't get another advisory for another 2 hours. It's almost 11 midnight. Yeah. That might be a good idea, Lainey. That might be a really good idea if you want me to be honest with you. I think you should get the hell out of there if you want me to be honest. Where did that come in at is my question. Bear with me here, guys. Bear with me. It's not showing it yet. I don't know why. All right, I'll have to wait for it to kind of update. But no, we've got... That's concerning. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find something on this. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me see if I can find some info on this. Hold on just a moment. Let's see here. Okay, I can't find anything else quite yet on it. What is the HFS doing? Hold on a second. Let me check something else here. Where is my... I know it's on here somewhere. I gotta find it. I gotta find it. Let's go to Tropical Tidbit. It still didn't update on here yet. They're doing another fly-through, so we'll have to see what this does. I'm concerned, guys. I'm legitimately concerned. I'm looking at Reed's post too. He says they dropped a capsule in back about 2 hours ago that has this storm being ahead of schedule as well still. Is there a way that I can look at this? Excuse me. Okay, 62 knots. So what does 62 knots transition over to? Hold on a minute. I'm doing conversions now. Sorry, guys. I've done conversions all day with my biology homework, and it's really crazy that I have to do it right now. Oh, 62 knots is 71 mile an hour winds, which would put this 3 mile an hour wind shy of hurricane status. So right now we're sitting at 65 mile an hour winds. This would upgrade this to 70 at the 2 o'clock advisory. They're going to do another fly-through here. So that's what 62 knot readings at 925 millibars in the mid-levels. That is very low-level shear. 925 millibars is like a mile up from the surface. So we are 3 mile an hour winds shy of hurricane status right now. Basically, is what it's saying. Now, is that going to be the official estimate? We'll have to see. 74, Richie. 74 is hurricane. 74 is hurricane. It should be 74, I think. Hold on. Yeah, it's 74. It's 74. Okay. 75 is when it passes over. I'll show you guys. Let me pull it up here real quick. Hurricane scale. Yep, so 74 to 95 is a Cat 1, 96 to 10 is 2, and then so on. 111 to 129 is Cat 3 status. So, just kind of an example for you guys there. What's that, Vanna? This is interesting. I want to see what they do on the next fly through though. They're going through this thing like crazy. All right, let me go look at let's go to our models real quick. I know we've got the, oh, I've got to find it. I've got to find the ensemble. Here it is, the Hafas. This is interesting. So this is something I haven't used in a while. This kind of simulates it a little bit. So this has this at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning as a 990. So this would be Cat 1 status, like I said, tomorrow morning. And then this drops to 990. This goes from 990 tomorrow afternoon to 980 to 981. That's a 9 millibar drop in 3 hours tomorrow afternoon, which would put this at Cat 2 status. And then 981, 976, 975, and then it kind of hovers, and then it makes landfall. Ooh. Each model run it blows my mind, guys. This is interesting. Oh, it would be freaking crazy, Richie. It would be awesome. Yep, no, this would be something. Excuse me. Let's go back to that GFS run. Yeah, GFS has a 971. Alrighty, guys, let's do something we haven't done in a while. Let's go and look at... Let's do this. Let's go look at some wind profiles. Let's go look at some soundings real quick. So let's look at Louisiana here. Let's see some of these soundings. Like I said, this is around 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're going to start to see these onshore bands kind of work in, these outer bands by tomorrow morning. And then, you know, these could produce tornadoes, like Lafayette around 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, seeing you know, a discrete cell. You know, then the worst of it starts to come in tomorrow night. And, you know, then Wednesday morning, we really start to see these come in. And then, you know, there we go. This is, you know, this is a... What run is this? This is the NAM that just came in. So the NAM 3K, hold on a minute. The short range models kind of do the steering a little bit differently. The NAM 3K has a 958. That is aggressive as hell. I don't see this dropping to 958. I really don't see it, but at the same time, I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Give me your guys' opinion on the chat here. What do you guys think? Any of my weather lovers, people in here? I really still think that this could become a Cat 3 hurricane. I know a lot of people are saying that it's not going to be because of shear that's going to be happening. I think we're going to have a hell of a storm upgrade tomorrow. I think we're going to have a big rapid intensification go happen tomorrow. I'm going to be staring at this damn thing all day tomorrow. So we're gonna undergo. Yeah, 958 would be. That's not good. 958 would be around Cat 4 status. That's very aggressive. The NAM 3K model, it's a short range model. It does like to be aggressive in general. So this would be assuming that shear doesn't exist. That is, holy shit. That's crazy, guys. That's not what we want to happen. Let's just take a sounding here in Baton Rouge. Oh my, look at that photograph. So all these photographs are going to be leaned to the left because it's anticyclonic. Did someone sub on the YouTube? If you guys subbed on the tube, thank you for subbing over there. I appreciate it. Did the thingy work on the stream when I did it, babe? Did it pop up on the thing? On the screen? Yay, awesome. So the alert box worked. It came up and it said, thanks, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if it worked, that's awesome. Super, super awesome. Yay. Awesome. I'm glad that it works. Heck yeah. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, Nam 3K just going absolute bonkers with this. Another thing we need to look at for that tornado potential, let's just take a look at these photographs again. I mean, they're all going to be sheared to the right. They're all going to be beautiful looped photographs, but it's just the magnitude of, you know, what does it look like? Oh my gosh, look at these photographs all steered to the left. Reed Timmer's going to be down here chasing this stuff. He is going to live it up with these anticyclonic tornadoes. Holy crud. Let me zoom out here just a little bit to the Texas, Louisiana area. Yeah, if you're anywhere in Louisiana, guys, it's going to get rough super, super soon. Excuse me, yeah, the maximum tornado parameters on the NAM, I mean, they get eat up. Let's look at the HER and see what the HER's doing. HER's a little bit less with it, but then again, too, like I said, the spin is going to be, it's going to already automatically produce its own warnings. That's definitely impressive. Winds due southwest around 40 to 50 knots. Houston, you're not going to see a tornado risk, I don't think. I don't see that happening at all. Let me go back. Let's go back to the thing here. Hold on a minute. I really wish that this would update to what I want it to update to. They're going to go back through. They're going to go back through this again, I believe. Let's go back to the aircraft recon. Yeah, they're going through the western part of the storm where all the convection's at right now. So they're going through this. I want to see what they're going to do when they go through this side. I love it watching the Hurricane Hunter planes go in because they'll fly in out of Louisiana or Gulfport, Mississippi, and then they'll go through it, and then they'll go down, and they'll go over it, and they'll go up, and they'll go down, and then they'll go back through it again, and then back down. Like, I love it. I love watching these planes go. I think it's super, super cool. But your strongest wind gusts are actually on the western side right now of that eye wall that's developing. Okay, that's fine, Lainey. Just keep me and Ro updated. That way we know you're safe and that you're good on that end of things. We're going to probably get on here tomorrow morning. I probably will spend all day on here tomorrow. I really think at this point going forward, just to keep people aware and safe. I know we don't got a lot of people in here right now, but still, I think it's going to be a good option to be on here tomorrow and to get people ready to go with this. Tropical storm warnings are still in effect for, you know, Reynosa all the way up to Houston. And then, like I said, hurricane warnings in effect for Lafayette through New Orleans right now. It's going to get dicey, guys. It's going to get really, really disgustingly gross. We're going to wake up tomorrow morning in the next 8 hours, and this thing is going to be absolutely jam-packed symmetrical. I really fear tomorrow morning that this thing is going to be ugly looking. It's going to be super, super ugly looking. I wouldn't be surprised if this is at 80-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow morning. We'll go through a rapid intensification process. See if I can figure out a little bit more information with you guys. I'm probably going to get off here soon, guys. That way I can get sleep. That way I'm up here in the morning for you guys once this does get officially upgraded. Tomorrow's going to be a long day. Wednesday's going to be a long day. Trying to see if they've got any updates on anything. Hmm. Yeah, so apparently it is shifting back east, and it is favoring a possible Cat 3 upgrade. I'm just kind of looking at Facebook posts from other meteorologists here. Um, so the reason it shifted west, for any people that are in here, the reason why it shifted west over the last couple of hours is because of the eye wall replacement cycle. This is going to shift back east once that eye wall becomes intact. So this is going to be quite interesting. Yeah, I still think we're going to hit really, really close with this, guys. Yeah, if you guys are in if I can ask a huge favor, guys, if I have anybody in the chat right now, and I know I do, that is living in Louisiana, that just wants comfort or any of that, send me a message. I can do a detailed forecast for you guys personally as well. Just kind of give you guys a heads up with everything. I'm all about trying to keep people safe. If you guys live in Louisiana, in the path of this, and you're super concerned, like what you should do, like what to prep for, all that, send me a message, and I'll get back with you guys tonight here once I get off stream in a few minutes before I go to bed, and then we'll kind of reevaluate tomorrow morning. But we're gonna plan on going live tomorrow morning between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. I think I'm just gonna take a full day tomorrow, guys, and just to get everything ready. I want to be on here when these intensity track upgrades happen. That way we can kind of keep people ahead of the storm and get people knowledgeable. If you live along the Louisiana coastline, I would prepare for a major hurricane. If you really want my honest thoughts, guys, prepare for a Cat 3. Be ready. Prepare for high-end scenario Cat 3. Be prepared for a Cat 2. That's what we're looking at. Storm surge will probably get bumped up a little bit. Rainfall totals will probably stay right where they're at, if not a little bit higher. And then, like I said, the wind speeds. This is going to be a pretty quick-moving storm once it comes inland, so it shouldn't last super, super, super long. But still, 100-mile-an-hour plus winds at 8 hours lengthwise is going to cause some extensive damage to people. And the last time we had a major hurricane make landfall in Louisiana was Laura back in 2020. So it's been a while for my Louisiana people. Y'all have not seen this in quite some time. So you guys got to be ready. Have food for 5+ days, water, candles, batteries, first aid kits, please, medications that you take prescribed. Have everything ready to go. If you're staying there, if you're staying home just in case something happens, or if you're leaving, definitely take everything you need with you, because I've heard stories of people with these lower end storms that, you know, they leave, they come home, and they've lost everything, and that's kind of worst case scenario. But just be ready to go, guys. Be prepared to be ahead of the storm. That's the most that I can stress out to everybody that is watching tonight. Whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you guys are at, send me a message if you guys got questions, thoughts, concerns. We're gonna get ready to wrap it up here. That way I can be on here tomorrow morning for you guys. We'll see what the morning models do. Once again, guys, tomorrow when we get on here, we will probably have Hurricane Francine. Would not be one bit surprised. We could see something smaller, something bigger. Who knows what the next 8 hours is going to be. The storm is going to undergo some crazy things tonight. So, as of kind of what happened last night. So, but if you guys don't got any more questions, I do appreciate y'all for watching the stream tonight. I will see everybody bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow morning. Be safe, guys. Be weather aware. And we will see you guys all